Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now it's
Are we good?
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So Mihail should be able to have you guys, give you access, and how that works. And literally last week, I had my geometry book here, and now it's gone because he took it back. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this one because it's probably similar, somewhat similar. Okay, so in this, this is the Connect Ed. This is your textbook. Okay, God, I wish I had the geometry one. So it goes by chapter and then by lessons. Okay, so I'm sorry I don't have it, but if you did you guys see what I just did? All right, so I went to lesson one, boom, and then I just clicked on lesson resources, and it just listed all the resources. There's all of my resources. Okay, so these are all the ready-made resources. So it ends up having a lot of the notes. Where's present? So like I started every one of my classes right here with this. It's a warm-up. And this doesn't use with lesson one. And this is how I started every one of my classes. I would throw this on. But by the way, this is a presentation, and it's on yours too. You can a PowerPoint presentation that I guess if you have it hooked up to your present with the Google Meet, you could go through, and it actually is another lesson. What I would plan to do, and I never used this, I just used that at the very beginning of every lesson.
That's a good idea.
So if I can show you, I'll show you what happens.
It's a long warm-up though.
Yeah.
That is a long warm-up, but
cut it.
like number 6, hang on, let me see more. All right, so but this used with lesson 6 is talking about things from lesson 5. And if I showed you the geometry, it would be used with 2.1.2. Geometry is actually a little more cleaner, but it's a quick, 5-minute warm-up. They call it 5-minute warm-up. If I had it on geometry, it'll show it. And actually, in the geometry, they're a little different for everyone. Geometry, it shows up right here as the first thing. Just boom, and I just printed them for the week, and then I would throw it over to the overhead and do it. So what ends up happening is you have, like reteaching and all these other documents that you guys could, use or whatever. They even have tests and everything else. But if you want to do...
Can you show us how to set up the test?
Yeah, I'll show that in a second. Hang on a second. So let's say, like, and this is what I haven't figured out. I don't know how Schoology works, but when we were going online, we actually set up classes, and Jamie is the one who showed me how to set up my classes. And I would set up classes, and if you have something here that you want to, you can click here and you can assign it. Assign this resource. And when you assign it, you can type in whatever you want and assign it to your kids. In this case, I only have this. I don't have any kids in my class, but I could assign it to both of these classes. And you just click on it, and you can assign it to the kids in your classes. You can have a start date and a due date. They can boom, boom, boom. What happens is they could actually do this, print it out on a piece of paper when they're doing it. It doesn't have a student view, but it doesn't have the student view, but up here we have an assignment tracker for the kids. It has homework, and it'll also list it down here for the kids, what their assignment is. And when they do their assignment, they can actually do the work on paper and upload it to you. Okay. And when you go to assignment tracker, you can actually, it'll show your assignment. You can click on it and just scroll right through all the kids, every paper. That's what my kids were doing in the spring. Okay. They were taking pictures and uploading it into Connect Ed. Now, how does that mesh with Schoology? I have no idea.
Yeah, well,
I think it might just be like inputting the grades from.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how that all works.
Yeah. They said that your entire curriculum doesn't have to be on Schoology. It could just be referenced via Schoology. So
yeah, who knows?
So maybe just like post a link.
Yeah, so you guys got to explore all that because there's like every lesson there's sort of review things. So the cool thing is there's a lot of like interactive quizzes already for the kids to take already set up, and you can assign this to the kids and it can get help it'll tell you a little help button. I'm just going to do this thing. I'm on the review of the chapter. So if I
Did you notice there's mosquitoes like in this area?
in my house, in my
No,
room,
right here, yeah.
Mosquitoes?
I've been itching right here on my legs just right now. No. Oh,
no.
okay, maybe it's just.
Did you get bit
Yeah, I can feel
Here?
little bites here. Yeah.
in my room?
I don't know. I think they happened here. It might have happened at my house when I was leaving.
Do you have dogs?
I don't. No, but
No.
yeah, we do have like a mosquito issue outside the house.
7
I
out
could
of
have
12.
swore it was right here.
So it'll show you what you got right, what wrong,
Okay.
things like that. This is the right answer.
Yeah.
So they have these quizzes you could give the kids.
And then
On
the teacher
Connect
has
Ed.
access to their.
Yeah, and you can even do that. So let me show you how you would do that. This is, that's that plan and present thing, so you can like present things. If you go to the assessment, okay, this is a little bit confusing, but it's really actually not. All right, so we're on e-assessments, and it doesn't matter what chapter you're at, it'll go to e-assessments. These are the tests. It's just listing all the tests, but you don't need that. This is a how-to video, but here's our e-assessments, and I'm going to show you this. So it'll open a new window. Okay. It gets really confusing, and I actually I can probably share with you. Hold on a second. Can I? Because I just said this because I was doing it for everybody here, and I learned all this. Where is it? Me. Okay. These are the three most perfect videos that tell you how to make a test and generate it online, set the parameters and everything else.
Okay. There we go.
How do you spell your last first name?
Remintro,
All right.
yeah.
I was going to say mint. All right.
Yeah.
So I just forwarded those 3 videos to you, little YouTube videos.
Awesome.
All right. So we'll go, where was I? Okay. So if you click here, it'll open up a new screen here for you. Create a new set of tests. Okay. So what happens is you can create test questions, and then you create a test and you can load those into the test. This is where everything's kind of stored. Okay. And what's weird is they have, all the things from all the other books, which is really kind of neat, weird, but there it is. All right, so we'll create a new test, and then sample test. Okay, that's where it is. We're going to store it in my test. You can also type another folder. That's it. Then there's 3 options, and what happens is you can build a test randomly, which I wouldn't do. I would do that. Okay, you're going to build an empty test, and we're going to finish. And then there's my sample test, and it's stored in here. Okay, so that's test generation. And I'll show you how to assign. So this is the big thing. We're going to generate tests, assign them, and do reporting. After you close that, then we're done. Okay, then you can come up here to, I think I was in, where was I in? Of course, I was in this. Okay, so let's say I was going to do chapter 1. Okay, so I can come over here and I can start looking at this, right? Do I want that in my test? Okay, that kind of stuff. So what happens is I can throw that over there. It'll load up all the questions. Okay, open this.
Or you can drag individual questions.
This is how we have to do it. You load
the
up the
whole thing.
questions.
Okay.
Like, let's say I want this on my sample test. Throw it in there. I don't like that question. I like this question. You can throw it in there.
What's the
I like
question
this question. I'm going to throw it in my sample test. Okay, and now I have what?
That's not intuitive at all.
Not intuitive at all. No. You can throw it in there at all. Is that the second question? Yeah. So there's not very many right here. Yeah, it just doesn't, it's weird, but it's not intuitive. But look at all the questions.
Yeah.
So they're only showing 10 questions, but there's, there's thousands of questions for you to drag and throw in. Okay, so now I've made my 5 test and quiz. By the way, you could do this with a practice test and everything else. Okay. All right. So if I open that, There's my quiz. And it's talking about the answers and everything else. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how we are going to make a test. Okay. And now we can come over here and we can class as an assignment. We can assign a test. If you want to assign a test, you're going to come and pick which class you want to have. So let's say I'm going to do it to, I'm going to do it to my old geometry class. Okay, I'm going to do it to that class, and I'm going to drag it. Now I'm talking about what it is.
Yeah.
So when it's all drag, right?
Yeah.
It's drag and drop into that screen. So this is my test. Record the assignment. You can do it as a study guide.
What does that mean?
That means it's just practice for the kids, or you can do it. So like I said, you remember I told you I was going to do a practice on Thursday?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to assign them a study guide, and then I'll have another one that'll pop up there.
Yeah.
And you saw like all the questions, and a lot of them are similar. You can just do different ones.
Yeah.
And you can actually, like, did you see the... So anyway, so let's just make sure. Record this, category tests. I don't know. I think this is because it's linked. I don't know how it goes on that. Let's go next. So you can assign the kids that you want, or you can exclude the kids. Like you can drag him back. You know, you can say
So
this
the
kid,
double
that
arrow is
kid.
everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use that to assign like different versions.
Yeah. And then, so now you start setting parameters. The number of times students can complete this assignment once.
Yeah.
You know, we can have a start date and a start time, right? Time limit, a complete time limit, as well as an end time. This is when it's posted, and then this is how much time they have for their test.
Okay.
You can have them check their responses one time, or you can provide the correct answer unlimited number of times. You can scramble the test, you can scramble the questions, all of that for each individual kid. Present only assignment scores. So now this is what they'll get right at the beginning, at the end after they take their test. And then you can finish it. And then now it's assigned to those kids in that class.
Okay.
And that's kind of how it works.
And then do the kids need to be coached on how to take the test on?
Oh, yeah. So what happens is when you set up your class, I would probably spend one of those first 3 days, you know, whatever that, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You know, whenever you, the first day is talking about, you know, this is how our Schoology works. This is what I plan on doing.
Yeah.
This is how my Schoology works. This is where you can find your thing. Your assignment tonight is you need to go to my class information on Schoology. And I don't know how this is going to work yet.
Yeah.
Open up the document that talks about class procedures, expectations, my syllabus, and sign it electronically and submit it to me.
Okay.
So they know how to submit an assignment on Schoology.
Yeah, sure.
And then the next day, I'm going to teach them how to go on to Connect Ed and access their assignments. So when they go to Connect Ed, how do I delete this?
So you're gonna have like sample assignments, sample tests that they're gonna
See, look, there's the roster, and it'll talk about that. So then when you come here and you reporting, you can come and you can get your
they're gonna learn by doing that.
yeah.
Okay.
You can come and grab your assignment results report
Okay.
and see what happens. They haven't done anything yet because I didn't even set a date on it. It'll be interesting if all my kids show up. I wonder how I can get rid of that. Let me see if I can get rid of that sample test.
Yeah, there's definitely mosquitoes here, dude. You got one on your back right now.
A mosquito?
I'm
Yeah.
starting to itch too.
It's right there. Look at he's right next to you, dude. Right in front of you now. Right by your legs.
It's on your pants.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
it's right there.
Is that a mosquito or a gnat?
Look
It's
like
a mosquito. Gnats are smaller.
Yeah.
I would know. I have a lot of them.
Where do you think we got mosquitoes from?
Well, they appear whenever you have like still water. So if there's any like standing water around you.
There's still water in my classroom.
Yeah.
Shut the door, will you?
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm gonna bring. Okay, I'm gonna bring a. I'll bring a fogger bomb tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can delete this. Oh, delete. Okay. Are you sure you want to delete this? Yes. Okay. So that's how that works. You can also see that you have those other tests that you can assign. You know, I wonder what.
But then, how would I teach the guys how to take the test when I can't access it via student? You know what I
Yeah, here's what happened to me. I actually had a student that ended up registering and then getting expelled last year.
Oh, she used his account.
I used his
Yeah.
account. First thing I did, I went in and changed his password. So it was my password, and there that is. But see, I mean, look at that. That's pretty cool. You know, the 1-1. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's some good stuff right
Yeah.
there, and I could assign that
Yeah.
as my practice test. You know,
And so you're using this for the warm up and for the test.
I'm using
Nothing
this
else.
for the warm up, the test. I would also stole the documents all those notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
So that was our test generator. Let me get rid of. Okay, so it doesn't show it here, but I wish I had my geometry one. None of you guys have it, right? So I think most of our tests. Let's go to worksheets. I think most of our tests were created from the skills practice samples of whatever lessons for the chapter. You know, we might have stole a question from here, a question from there, things like that. And then I think the note documents, if I can recall right, were not from extra practice. It was from, well, in your guys, it's under a resource. In my guys, response to intervention. This reteaching thing is where I stole and started making most of the notes. And I have lesson, 1-1, and I retyped this right here and put class notes and practice, and I kind of deleted all this.
Oh, is that where that came from?
A lot of
Okay,
them came
cool.
from there, and I
Cool.
kind of, and I just made the documents and then
Okay,
saved
so
the
then the
documents.
test will be coming from the notes then, right? So everything's aligned.
Yeah.
Basically.
But
It's
these
all
are
the same
from like
system.
the textbook. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess then you could stop the video. There's a stop button at the top right corner.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
you're recording this.
yeah, so really watch these 3 things because they show you how to do it
Okay.
and to do that, and then when you
Can I
create
take
your
your
class,
mouse or-
yeah, take it and
Okay.
stop it.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys were talking. You wanted these things too, you think?